Hey now, Deadheads, we are back again with another Grateful Dead release on vinyl, another 2025 Grateful Dead release on vinyl, and that was a bit of a surprise. Dave's Picks Volume 5 on vinyl. Really excited to get this one in the mail because this is a kind of hard to find one. Those earlier Dave's Picks CDs, they were limited in their run. I think it was about 10 or maybe 12,000 copies on CD when they first came out, and they go for crazy money on Discogs and eBay right now. And so being able to get this on vinyl really is a treat for those of us whose Dave's Picks collections, subscriptions don't go all the way that far back. And there's a lot of excitement that I have for this release, but I also have some other strong opinions. And so stay tuned after the unboxing and I'll share those strong opinions. But first, let's see what's inside the package. Starting things off, we have this beautiful front cover fitting the template for Dave's Picks releases. Pauley Pavilion, UCLA, 1973. Opening things up, we can see some liner notes. And not just any liner notes, but liner notes from the late, great Bill Walton, who was in attendance at this concert. Flipping over to the back, we've got the track list, some photography, some document scans. I always love that the Dave's Picks series does document scans. Really sets up the context. And then you see the record, and you see it is in a MoFi style inner sleeve, not the black paper with the poly lining that they came in. There's a reason for this. And that reason being Memphis record pressing. I'll share why that's significant in just a second. But back to the unboxing, you can see the original paper inner sleeves with the poly lining. And then finally on the back, you can see the track listing. This is a limited edition, so I have number 2279 out of 5,000. And this was released by Dead.net. So Memphis record pressing, why is that significant? Well, if you remember a few months ago, those two Road Trips releases that were the Amazon exclusives that came out, and then way back, if you remember, I had an issue with Dave's Picks Volume 23. Memphis record pressings, not really known for releasing the highest quality releases. Oftentimes dirty or scuffed. In the case of Dave's Picks 23, I had quite a few scuffed, dinged up, dented records. So I had to send back my original box, and Dead.net replaced it pretty quickly. I was pretty satisfied with their customer service, but still a little bit of a frustration having to go through customer service, have them send another box set out. And then one of my Road Trips releases from the Amazon exclusives that came out back during the summertime this year, one of those releases I had to send back to Amazon and get replaced with a replacement. For this release, I've been doing my homework. I've been reading up on the Steve Hoffman forums for the, of course, Dave's Picks Volume 5 release. Not everyone is having such negative experiences. A few folks have said that they have been pleasantly surprised by Memphis record pressings for this one. They had low expectations, but they've had some clean sides so far. And for the most part, this has been clean, but I have a few sides that I do take issue with. I, of course, put this through my ultrasonic cleaner, and every time I put records through my ultrasonic cleaner, I end up putting them in those MoFi style inner sleeves. I figure if I'm going through all the trouble of cleaning them, I might as well protect them in a better sleeve than they came in. And most of the sides sound fantastic. Some really, strong standouts. On this release, the Here Comes Sunshine really grabbed me early on. The China Rider is fantastic. I'm a big China Rider fan, and this one delivered. And then the massive, part of this release, sides 6 through 9, Playing in the Band, Uncle John's Band, Morning Dew, Uncle John's Band, Playing in the Band again, or back to Playing in the Band, and then into Stella Blue to round it all off. For the most part, sounds fantastic until we get to side 7, and that's the Morning Dew. It just doesn't sound that great. It's not the recording quality, and it's not the cutting quality of this, but it's the pressing. It sounds like a dirty old record, even though it's brand new. I put it through the ultrasonic. There's just a lot of pops and clicks, and it's quite disappointing after the buildup of playing the band, Uncle John's band. You expect it to continue and really get this strong morning dew, and it kind of disappoints. Right in the middle of that beautiful sandwich, it falls apart sonically. So really disappointed on that, on side 7 of this. And then something that was a little bit noticeable, side 9, beautiful Eyes of the World, fantastic Eyes of the World actually, really enjoyed that. Side 10, to round things off, the Sugar Magnolia, that big release after such a powerful second set. There's some really nice cheering from the crowd, some subtlety, some more quieter moments in a not quiet song that you can hear on the CD release, or in my case, streaming the CD release here on YouTube. Even the okay quality of listening to it on YouTube, you can hear the presence of the crowd, and I love those moments. I love those moments on Grateful Dead releases where you do have that crowd presence, and you don't get it on this pressing, or at least on my pressing of Dave's Picks Volume 5. It kind of neuters that subtlety, that kind of ambiance, that crowd noise that really gives you that sense of place and space when listening to the Grateful Dead. And don't get me wrong, it's a great Sugar Magnolia, but you're missing that critical element of listening to live Grateful Dead. And so I was a little bit disappointed by side 10 of this release. It's sides 7 and sides 10 that kind of a letdown. And so I emailed Dead.net customer service. They were really helpful previously when I had issues with Dave's Picks releases on vinyl put out by Memphis Record Pressing, and I have a lot of optimism that they're going to make things right. They always do, but I'm still waiting to hear back to find out what the next steps are. See if they'll replace those sides 7 and 10, or I guess records 4 and 5 from this box set, and make things right. They always do, and so I have a lot of confidence in Dead.net. It really is Memphis Record Pressing who dropped the ball. They've dropped the ball before. They've gotten better. Like I said, everyone who posted about this release on the Steve Hoffman forums said that they were shocked. They were pleasantly surprised that their pressings came in clean and they sounded really good. I'm got the dud on this one. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll get things sorted out. And it's a shame. I love 1973 Dead. I've always liked early 70s Dead, but that Here Comes Sunshine box set that came out a couple years ago, and that was more June 73 Dead, but really helped me fall in love and really understand what makes 1973 Dead so wonderful. And this really is a wonderful example of late 1973 Dead. Some big jams, some really powerful jams, and not just set 2 big jam, but in the first set, that China Rider really brings it, even in the midst of kind of technical and fire marshal difficulty that they were having during this live performance. And so that's it for today. That's my thoughts on Dave's Picks Volume 5. I'm curious who else got this release, who plans on picking it up or already picked it up from Dead.net. And what are your thoughts if you picked this up? Did you get a clean pressing like many others on the internet did? Or did you get a dud like I did, where a side or two might be causing a little bit of frustration? Let me know in the comments down below. Soon we have coming up a fantastic pressing. I'm kind of spoiling it for you, of Blues for Allah. That's come in the mail already, and I've already listened to it. It's going to be a fantastic release. It is a fantastic release. Excited to kind of show you the unboxing of that one, what's in the package. Really pretty vinyl, really great release, and so excited to share that on this channel as well. And then I'm sure there's a lot more great Grateful Dead releases, Jerry Garcia related releases for the rest of this year, and so I'm excited. There's a little bit of a bump in the road, but I'm excited, and I'm excited to see them come into this house, see them on my turntable, and share them with you here on this channel. And if you're as excited as I am, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss these releases from the Grateful Dead on vinyl. That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Peace.